Let me tell you the story of the most important game that I've ever played. The year is, well, it's now. I'm not doing a flashback, it's just now. Turnfollow, an indie game studio consisting of 2 people, have released a game. They'd made some in the past, but this one was different. To me. It's different to me. The game is called, and I quote, "Packing up the rest of your stuff on the last day at your old apartment. Long for put Roy Sottle day over." It's unrealistic in art style, not in scene. I'm going to read you the description of the game now. It's a hot August 31st in Chicago. You've got both fans going on you. The Beth mattress feels so cool on your back. A train rumbles by. At least you won't have to do this again for another year. And it will be fall soon. The playlist on your OGG player repeats. The game is simple. It can be completed in just a minute if you really want to. I spent 3 hours completing it. It consists of, well, as the name implies, packing. You pack up the 32 items in your room into 3 boxes, as well as a donation bag if you want to pass something on, or if you just can't fit it in any of the boxes. Each object has a story. Literally every object. On the sidebar, every time you pick up an object, it gives you a 30-word or so description of what that means to the protagonist of the game. Sometimes it's genuine, sometimes it's comedical, but it always tells of family, of friends, of events, of life. It's exceptionally charming. But perhaps more of what this game means to me is what it means to me. I've never moved apartment. The last time that I moved house, I was exceedingly young and I don't remember the process. Instead, to me, it feels like a story of thought and a story of things. I've always found that things can have profound meanings. This room, this shelf even, is littered with objects that have stories to me. I might not have told you the stories of all of them, but every single thing on here has some kind of meaning to me. Say, for example, this module here. This is the piece out of a projector that's actually what projects. It again goes through a bunch of lenses to give you the image you want, but this is the base piece that all projectors use. I got this out of a projector that was broken from my high school. It was the first kind of thing of that class that I dismantled, and I used nearly all of the parts from it. The control boards I used for spares, the lenses I used for other things, but this, it was too specialised to use for anything. But, I mean, look at it. It's too cool to throw away. So, I continue to use it. It sits here. This floppy disk that's knocked down other things, but who cares? Yeah, that's fine. This says Sports Day 2004. I got this floppy disk from my middle school, and you may think, why did you keep that? What does it mean to you? Well, one of the last things I did when I worked at that middle school, because I did that a few months ago now, was film their sports day. I couldn't keep any of the footage from it because safeguarding reasons, and we never ended up using it for anything. But it does remind me of the work I did there, along with numerous other things on this shelf. I mean, this came from there, that came from there, that came from there, like, there's a lot of stuff here. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff on here that's more personal. Say the story of this fellow here is too personal for the internet, but, you know, it sits on the shelf. The point is, it's all memories. Everything here has memories tied to it. Everything here could have its own 30-word description. That's what the game reminds me of. The places we live, the places we work, the places we play, the places we spend time with people, they all get littered with these memories, these things. They'll tell stories to every one of us, but I think that's what the game symbolises most to me. It symbolises the fact that things have more memories tied up in them than you can possibly even notice at once. And that sometimes it's nice to go through everything and remember what it means. But also sometimes there are things to put in the donation bag. And so with that said, I'm going to tidy up.